And then he said to us, we don't know, but I'll tell you what I do know. For 22 days, the world watched while war was waged against our people. And he said it was worse than an earthquake, because after an earthquake, the other nations in the world will come together and try to help. But Gaza was in fact going to be afflicted with an even worse state of siege. And then he said, come, you see for yourself. And he took us to meet Saba Abu Halami. And her arm was wrapped and almost looked like a hide from her shoulder to her wrist. And he was beginning to tell us more about what happened with the white phosphorus burns, that the necrotic tissue would be removed and then it would reappear, and that it seemed that the white phosphorus elements would, when they were exposed to oxygen, begin to oxidize and burn again and cause even more pain. Well, this woman was maybe not so badly harmed. She could stay in Gaza, whereas others had to go outside of Gaza to Egypt because their burns were so horrific. But when she was wincing as she spoke with us through a translator, it wasn't because of the pain in her arm, it was because of the pain in her heart. And when I heard her story, I actually thought, maybe she's on medication and this nightmare is something that wasn't real, and she perhaps imagined some of this. And so after we left her, after I held her in my arms and she cried, and she asked, what do I do? We got our trusty cab driver, Nabil, and we went up to Al-Atatra, where she was from. And we thought we'd try to trace her story. And it was true. And even then I thought, well, maybe I shouldn't write this because I'm not entirely sure about the facts. And I came back and read about her in the New York Times. Sabrina Tavernese wrote, and I'll just quote directly, "The bomb, which international weapons experts identified as phosphorus by its fragments, was intended to mask troop movements outside. Instead, it breathed its storm of fire and smoke into Saba Abu Halama's hallway, releasing flaming chemicals that clung to her husband, her baby girl, and her 3 other small children, burning them to death." And as I spoke with her son, we realized that the other elements of her story, that the Israeli Defense Forces had come in to her village, and because her house was a little bit higher than the other houses, they not only had fired 3 tank missiles inside her house that set aside the small room they hid in afire, but when people on fire ran out, they were piled on a tractor. The tractor driver tried to bring them to safety or to where they could connect with an ambulance, and the Israeli Defense Force soldiers stopped the tractor driver, fired again. Well, we talked for a long time with her son, Adnan, and then he took us to a room inside the house. We saw the charred room where the family had tried to hide, and then we saw another ransacked room because the Israeli Defense Forces had occupied that house for 3 days. And written on the wall in perfect Arabic script, "Min Jaysh Isra'amin, Nahnu Musifa." From the Israeli army, we're sorry. And she couldn't know that when she returned to her home, that those would be the words written on the wall. But we'd like to believe that those words are true, that the soldiers were sorry. But how many times can you say you're sorry? Again and again and again, and it still have meaning. I look in the mirror as I say those words, because I said I was sorry at the bedsides of Iraqi children. We said it over and over again, we're sorry. We're so very sorry. But one thing we knew, there was no excuse. There was no excuse for brutally punishing children. And so tonight as we come together and we ask ourselves what can be done, the new President Obama could take the issue, no matter how much heat he would take from the Israeli lobby. He could take the issue before the American public. He could ask the American public, hold the conversation. Do we want to continue to give Israel an exemption from international law, from standards of human decency? But if we ask that question, we must also ask that of the United States, with its terrible and its fearsome and its wrongful buildup of weaponry. And so, dear friends, I return to those lines that haunt me. The planes always come, like planets on rotation, a timed bloodletting, with different excuses. We know there's no excuse. We know we won't excuse ourselves. We know that one of the ways to stop a next war is keep telling the truth. Keep telling the truth as you've experienced it, without excusing it, and do so with what you've done so beautifully and for so long, bringing people together, but also bringing events into the light to do it with that steadfast love of neighbor, for which we are most grateful, and having witnessed it within your community. Thank you to the Palestine Office. Thank you for all.